But he just needs, for him, just use that experience and push it, man. Push it, because Luis hasn't been there. He hasn't been past a minute 45.
Tail of the tape.
All right.
Tail of the tape.
Jayson Scott, here's our tail of the tape. 22 years old, Luis Gurule, 28. 5'5" is Luis Gurule, 5'7", Jayson Scott. Both weighing in at 125 and undefeated. 2-0 is Luis Gurule, 3-0 Jayson Scott. Here is Mike Kendall.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the MCF catchweight at 130 pounds. Brought to you tonight by Bishop Jones Law. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the Levander's blue corner. This Blitzkrieg-style fighter stands 5'5", weighed in 130 pounds. He holds a professional record, 2 wins, 0 defeats, with both wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Factory X and fighting out of Inglewood, Colorado, Luis Gurule. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the white-tail red corner, is a freestyle fighter, standing 5'8", weighed in 130.2 pounds. He holds a professional record, 3 wins, 0 defeats, with 1 win coming by way of knockout, 2 by way of submission. Representing Vicious Cycle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and fighting out of North Platte, Nebraska, Jayson Scott. The referee in charge of this event, Joe Doherty.
All right, there you hear the crowd behind. Here's Joe Doherty.
We've already went over the rules. You guys know the routine. I expect a good, clean fight. Touch gloves now if you want.
The crowd behind their hometown boy, Jayson Scott. Not uncommon to hear the house erupt when Jayson gets his name introduced. But this is going to be a test for Jayson Scott. Luis Gurule, a game opponent, Kelly.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a test for Jayson, but it's going to be a test for Luis, too,
right,
because of the experience that Jayson has.
Jayson, one of those fighters that finds his way out of trouble. You haven't seen him in big trouble a lot, but you have seen him in trouble. And he extremely likely to lean on that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh my, big shots early by Luis Gurule. Big right lands.
He's a powerful dude.
He is.
But Jason's got really
Jayson
good
pulled guard.
jiu-jitsu.
Dangerous from top or bottom is Jayson Scott. He has submissions in his tool belt from either position. Luis Gurule, though, heavy on the top. This catchweight bout, Luis Gurule in the black with white, Jayson Scott
Luis
in the blue.
Luis doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so anything Jayson done is going to have to be earned,
Pulls out. Jayson Scott was going for an arm there. Luis Gurule recognizes it, pulls away, and then right back in on top of Jayson Scott.
Now look, he's trying to set up the guillotine choke, but, Jason's defending it well.
Jayson Scott fighting the hands off so far.
And as long as he's down, he can't get kneed, but that's looking pretty tight, though. Jason's defending it good, real good there. Nice.
Nice move, but Gurule steps over now into half guard.
Yeah. He's a powerful dude. He's strong. This is where Jayson will be in trouble.
Right. Jayson Scott may have gotten himself out of a little bit of trouble there, but big elbows landed from Luis Gurule.
He just has to remain calm.
And we know he will. Very confident in his game is Jayson Scott. But Luis Gurule got to be building some confidence as he's landed some big shots. Scott back up on his feet, though. And another big takedown from Luis Gurule right in front of our broadcast position. Now stacking Jayson Scott up against the fence.
Nice sweep. He's looking for a sweep.
Trying to get out of there and does not finish it. Now
nice
into
elbows.
side
Those
control.
Elbows were solid. Jayson did a good job with that sweep, but Luis defended it really well.
Big short elbows coming through from Luis Gurule. Jayson Scott always busy, though.
Yep, Jayson was looking for that leg, but Luis knew.
Luis gets himself out of danger anytime he feels a submission threat from Jayson. Now both fighters back up to their feet. Trading strikes in the middle of the cage as we have 2:30 to go. Round number 1. Our co-main event.
It's going to be a tough fight for Jayson. He wants to keep his hands up. Be careful when he comes straight in.
Oh, my!
His head was right on the line. That was.
It's going to be done. Just can't recover. Just an uppercut that came right up the middle. I believe it was an uppercut that came right up the middle and rocked Jayson.
He wasn't taking his head off the line as he stepped forward and was striking. And that was the big mistake, is not getting your head off that line.
He threw a left hook, and it left the center just wide open. He threw that. If we can pull that up.
We'll go to the replay here and see. But Jayson wasn't taking his head off the center line as he'd come forward and strike.
Here it is right here, and you'll see him.
And Gurule just, he just threw that looping right hand and caught him.
And then patiently going in, you see Luis Gurule on the finish, didn't rush in, didn't get himself, because he knows Jayson Scott, a dangerous jiu-jitsu artist, but just too much in the strikes from Luis Gurule. That's how you silence a North Platte crowd, right there, Kelly.
That's one way to do it, that's for sure.
Jayson Scott handed his first loss as a pro, now 3-1. Luis Gurule remains undefeated at 3-0.
Right there, that shot, really, the first shot glanced across the top of his head. And I didn't see if he came back across. Just rewind that replay a little bit.
Go back just a little further than that. All right, here we go. Here's MCF Cage announcer Mike Kendall with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Joe Doherty, called the stop to this fight. 2 minutes, 44 seconds into the first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Luis Gurule.
Luis Gurule getting the victory, remaining undefeated as a professional mixed martial artist. Obviously, been a while since Jayson Scott has lost, but here is our Elizabeth with the winner, Luis Gurule.
What a crazy, crazy finish. Never been out of the first round. Were you planning to get out of the first round this particular fight? You're both undefeated, so very, very high level.
Doesn't matter which round, I'll finish them all.
You're a college level wrestler. You have a lot of wrestling background. Jayson has a really decorated background as well. He's been going to Thailand, been striking a lot. Were you planning on keeping it on the ground? Were you striking or just taking it wherever it went?
I'm better than everybody everywhere. It doesn't fucking matter where it goes, I'll finish them.
Is there anybody particularly that you'd like to fight, or just put whoever you want in front of him and you'll just beat him?
Just put whoever in front of me. I need to eat.
Everybody give it up for Luis right here.
All right.
Next up, you have your heavyweight main event.
That's right. Up next, the Nebraska heavyweight champion will be crowned right here at MCF 23. Salute to veterans too. But man, Kelly Wiseman, a big victory for Luis Gurule. You saw the replay. What'd you see?
Well, I mean, he came over the top and caught him at the top of the head, and then it looked like he was trying to whip back around with the back fist, but I don't think that's what got him. I think that shot.
It happened so quick. I thought it was an uppercut up the right up the middle, but it was not.
Earlier in that, he was getting stunned. He was coming forward, throwing his strikes, but his head was staying on the center line, and Luis was countering every time. So that's kind of, he might have been a little dazed there, but it was a nice punch, but man, and that's just power.
Yeah, just big power from Luis Gurule, and man, like I was saying, it's been a while since Jayson Scott has felt the pain of losing. And what's that like, man, when a fighter on a good win streak and gets into that loss?
Well, I mean, you learn more from your losses than you do your wins anyway. So if a guy is going to take a loss and learn, it's early in his career is a good time to do it.
Yeah,
because you can really go back to the drawing board. You can analyze. He'll learn so much from this. He'll lick his wounds for a while. That's normal. Nobody likes to lose. He's competitive, but he'll be back. He'll be better than when he comes back as well.